There has been so many major changes in the acting industry in the past 5 years that I could do a 5-hour video on it. One of the biggest, most immediate changes that we've experienced is in how we audition for roles for TV, film, and multimedia. We've gone from about 15% of auditions being self-taped and about 85% being live and in person to about 95% of our auditions being self-taped and about 5% being live and in person and some on Zoom. And most of these are for callbacks or recalls or chemistry reads. So this means that an actor is spending majority of their time and money going to acting studios and working with coaches to do self-tapes or setting up their own spaces to self-tape at home. Today, I am here to tell you everything that you need to know and how to set up your space to kill your audition so that you can book that role. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Suzanne and I'm a pro acting coach and a mentor, and I'm your go-to mentor in the world of acting. I have over 25 years of experience in this business and I've worked with hundreds of actors who are living their best actor lives. So today, self-tapes. Some actors really don't like doing self-tapes, especially at home, and I get it, but honestly, doing self-tapes can really rock. You have so much control. Now, there are a lot of pros and a lot of cons for both. Let's first of all talk about the pros. Pro number one, you can avoid the stress of traveling to the audition, and that can be really stressful. Number two, you can avoid the stress of sitting with other actors who might want to chat and distract your focus. Number three, you can avoid potential long waiting times in the waiting room and possibly hearing another actor auditioning for your role in the other room. That happens a lot. That can sometimes be unnerving. You can question your choices. Pro number four, you can change your costume in between the scenes. Tip number five, you can work it out with an audition coach while you tape and get some really strong redirects. Think about doing it another way. Number six, you can tape it more than once and get the absolute best performance out of all the takes. You know, when you're in a live audition, you can only do it like once or maybe 2 times, right? What am I on? Pro number 7, you can watch it back and make changes in real time. Pro number 8, you can control your space. And pro number 9, which is very different for actors, you don't actually have to be in the same city that this project is being cast because you're sending your tape in electronically. But keep in mind that should you get a call back, and of course you're going to get a call back, you're going to have to, drive or fly to the city at, the drop of a dime. So be ready for that. Okay, so there's the pros. So let's talk a little bit about the cons of not auditioning live and in person or on Zoom. Number 1, you don't get any redirect from the casting director. Number 2, you might not get that feeling of excitement to play in front of a group. Number 3, you don't get to see your usual acting friends in the waiting room and connect with your community. And that's all I can think of for cons. So you can see that taping can be a great opportunity to get a solid audition and do your best work. Okay, let's get into it. The nitty-gritty on how to set up your space so that you can get an amazing self-tape. First things first. To film a self-tape yourself, you're going to need some equipment. Now, you can get a really fancy, high-quality camera, or you can just tape on your cell phone or even tablet. I mean, I've shot some really great auditions on a cell phone, really great quality. Just make sure that you shoot in the horizontal position. Don't shoot in the vertical position, like an Instagram video or a TikTok video. A neutral background is best. You don't want to have any distractions. You'll hear me mention distractions a lot in this video. Major faux pas. If you want to change the color of your wall, you can hang a sheet, but just make sure that the color isn't distracting. A solid blue or gray background is the norm, but you may not have that. Just make sure that the color isn't overly bright, jewel-toned, or on the contrast, make sure that it's not too dark, like jet black. I oftentimes use my cream clean background so the actor is the focus. Just know that if you use a light background like this, make sure that your hair is neat because you can see all the flyaways and it can be, you know what I'm gonna say, distracting. Also, if you decide to hang a sheet, just make sure it is wrinkle-free. Studio lights are great. You can get some decent ones on Amazon. I use 2 different lighting packs. One I got years ago from Cowboy Studio. Oh my gosh, like 8 years ago, and I have yet to replace a bulb. If I can find it, I'll link it for you in the description below. My second kit is the newer light wands, and I'm experimenting with them. Not so sure right now, but they're definitely fun to use. Honestly, natural light from a window is great, and it's free too. Ring lights can provide soft and even lighting. What you don't want is harsh lighting and large shadows from lamps. Soft, luminous lighting will keep the attention on the actor and the performance and will allow you to shine. Sound is super, super important and the bane of my existence. If casting can't hear your audition, your submission is over. So spend some time on this. Some cameras and smartphones have excellent internal mics, but if yours isn't great, you may want to invest in a good external one. Again, you can get some decent ones on Amazon for a good price. I use Boya Lav, but make sure that you buy some extra batteries and charge the mic battery often if you decide to purchase this one. You can use this mic with your phone and camera. Don't worry about your mic showing in a video. Casting knows that you're doing your best to be heard. But if you feel like it's really standing out, you could always thread it through your clothes. Just like our lovely actress Olivia is showing you here. You can also invest in wireless mics, but they can get expensive. Before you shoot, do a couple of tests. Make sure that you haven't accidentally muted your camera or external mic. You don't want to start taping and have a brilliant moment and realize that the audio wasn't captured. Make sure that you use a tripod so that your camera is steady. No hand holding the camera yourself or getting a friend to hold it by hand. Shoot in medium and close-up. The standard is head and shoulders, but you can go as far as ribs if you're doing some business. In this next clip, I asked Olivia to remove her nose ring. She looks fabulous in it, but if you have facial jewelry, you probably want to remove it for your audition. Don't shoot far off the frame like this. You want to make sure that you're centered. It's so much cleaner and easier to watch. You also don't want to tape your frame too low like this or too high. It's so funny, but I do get tape sent to me like this, and you can see that the lighting is just so bad if you tape in this direction. Yeah, so you want to avoid that. Okay, the topic of clothes is a long one, but for now, I will give you these rules of thumb. Nothing with words, graphics, or crazy stripes. I mean, looking at this right now, what are you looking at? Your eyes go straight to that shirt. It even changes the white balance of the camera. Very distracting. You're not seeing the actor, but you're seeing the clothes. And you don't want the clothes to steal the show. Here's an example of how distracting graphics or words can be. I'm actually sitting here trying to figure out what that says, rather than focusing on the actor's performance. This shirt looks great on Olivia, but it's the same color as the wall and kind of fades into the wall, making her look a bit floating head-esque, if you know what I mean. Avoid wearing clothing with a shiny or reflective surface. The way the fabric interacts with the light can distort your body shape. And here you can see how this dress with a vibrant pattern can really dominate your face. If you make a strong decision where it's important that your character wear prescription glasses, take out the lens so that there's no light reflection and make sure that the frames don't make your eyes look tiny. If you want to wear sunglasses, come in with them and take them off right at the top of your scene. Wait a minute, let me see that again. Holy cow, she looks just like Bridget Fonda. What? It's Olivia in a time warp. Anyway, I digress. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, clothes. Think about staying away from hats too. They can shade your eyes. Hats and prints together? Well, you be the judge. Always make sure that you have a reader. Always, always. Don't record your voice on the other side and play to that. And the better the reader, the better your performance. And less distractions for the watcher. Okay, after you're finished filming, you want to do a slate. A slate means a separate clip of a full body shot. If you can't get your entire body into the frame, you can pan like this. You should be sent information about what info to add to your slate from your manager or agent, but typically it's your name, agency, and location, and if you're under 18, your age. Just make sure that you read all of the info pertaining to your slate to make absolutely sure. Also, some casting directors ask for your slate to be a completely different file and a separate file, independent of the audition. If they ask you for this, please make sure that you label it well with your full name, your role, and the project name. As for the file size, it's best to keep it under 300 megabytes. So there you go. That's all the information that you need for taping an audition at home. Now, of course, if you're working with an acting coach or a studio that does self-tapes, you don't have to worry about any of this, right? You don't have to worry about the setup and the labeling and the submissions. The studio will do all of that for you. Also, you could use the coach as a reader, so you don't have to bug your mom or your bestie who might be rolling their eyes because you want to do it another time, right? You want to just do another take, just one more take, and they're going, oh man, you owe me. So before you go, here are some bonus tips for getting your best performance when you're working with an acting coach in a studio. Number one, be on time. Your coach might have scheduled another actor right after you, so if you're late, you'll miss out on some valuable time working out your scenes and doing your absolute best. Also, if your submission has a deadline, being late to your session might affect your performance if you're worried about, getting it all in on time. And after you film, the studio will have to do all of the editing and downloading and sending to your agent and casting, which can take up to 20 minutes. Number two, if you can, come with 3 different costume changes for each scene. It's a lot, but it can be really, really helpful. A great coach can help you make a decision as to which is better to wear for the camera and for the character. I personally give my actors the go-ahead to send photos of their costume choices ahead of time to save time, especially if we're taping on Zoom. It really does save time during the session. Not all studios do this, but you can always ask. 3. Be off book. Goes without saying. I always talk about this. You'll waste a ton of time if you're not off book, stopping and starting because you got the line wrong. It might make you lose confidence, and confidence is everything when you're doing an audition. And we don't want you to lose confidence. So make sure you're perfectly off book, which means the lines being memorized. Okay, tip number 4, have a few goals for your character ready for each scene. You and your coach can choose which one is more effective on camera, and it's really great to collaborate and try your scene different ways. Number 5, bring your grooming supplies, makeup, hair products, etc. You might look perfect at home, but you might look different under the studio lights, and you might need to add some color so that you don't look washed out. Also, make sure that you bring concealer, especially men. If you have deep set eyes, they might get lost in the light or create shadows and give you dark circles, making you look tired when your character isn't. Lastly, bring your sense of humor and be open to redirection. This is supposed to be fun, right? This is gonna be fun. You're doing what you love. Part of the joy is finding different ways to tell the story and to express your character. So, don't forget to laugh and have a good time while you're there. So there you go, future stars. Now you are set to kill that audition and book that part. Hope this was helpful. If you like this video, comment, hit the like button, and sharing is caring. So send to your acting friends. Also, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Now, go out there and create a day that you're going to be proud of. Bye for now.